Welcome to Aachen.
Right now, archaeologists are actively digging up Roman-era skeletons just steps from Germany's oldest UNESCO World Heritage Site, and almost no English-speaking tourists are here to see it. We spent 2 nights in Aachen, Germany, home to the tomb of Charlemagne, incredible and affordable food from traditional Sauerbraten to Shawarma, and Printen, the champagne of cookies. If Aachen isn't on your Germany itinerary, it needs to be.
All right, so Aachen was one of the most important, if not the most important city in Europe in the late 700s and throughout the 800s because of this guy right here, Karl der Grosse, Charles the Great, or Charlemagne. I'm probably going to refer to him as Charlemagne. That's basically what I know him by. But he was the guy who basically unified Europe after the fall of the Roman Empire. It was just kind of just a mess. He unified it together, and I've read that some people say it was like the forerunner to the modern day European Union. So Charlemagne was the man, and he's the reason we are here, and the reason Aachen was a great city, and why it's so beautiful today, really. And right here we've got the Rathaus. Now this was built originally in the 1300s. It was built on top of Charlemagne's original palace. Now it's been damaged several times throughout the centuries, damaged and rebuilt. It was damaged in World War II, been rebuilt, but the base of it was built in the 1300s. That's a long time ago, folks. And it is an absolutely beautiful building. You can tour it. I think it costs 10 euros to go inside, and it's open until 6 o'clock in the evening, I think. But it takes about 2 hours to go through, so I'm not sure what time they let the last person come in. Right on the other side of the Rathaus, the Granerturm, that is the oldest remaining tower or the oldest remaining building in Aachen, and it was built, I believe, in 788. Folks, this place has got some history. And then right next to the Granerturm, we've got the oldest wooden house in all of Aachen still remaining, and I forget when it was built. We'll put it on the screen, but it is very old, I tell you that. So this city, Aachen, is a true gem, and it's bubbling with life, and I don't know why more international travelers don't come here, because it's really beautiful. Okay, so it's lunchtime here in Aachen, and we are at the Rathaus Hühnerdieb, and so it's by the Hühnermarkt, the chicken market, and the Hühnerdieb is the chicken thief, specialty of the region here, and it smells outstanding. Sauerbraten is beef that's been marinated in like a sour sauce for days, and so it has kind of a sour gravy, and this looks really good. And they always serve it with something a little bit sweet, so red cabbage is normally pretty sweet, a little sweet, to balance out the sourness. One of my favorite dishes. That's really good Sauerbraten. That is really good Sauerbraten. It's not too sour, and it balances perfectly if you get a little bit of the red cabbage on there. It is a nice balance. These are probably raisins, I guess. Yeah, so it adds a little bit of sweetness to the sour gravy. This is really good. This is some of the best Sauerbraten I've had in quite some time. Right here in the Münsterplatz of the Aachen Cathedral, earlier this year they were trying to replant 2 linden trees, and they discovered some bones. So they had to stop planting the trees. They brought in some archaeologists, and they have found ruins here going back to Roman times through the Baroque area. They found, like, I think 7 sets of skeletons, and you can see the bones are still there. I mean, you can walk by and see them. They're still digging them out of the ground. You can walk, if you walk by during the daytime, you'll see active archaeologists here digging through their very carefully, right? And they've collected several bones. They've collected pottery and different pieces of artifacts. So I guess this has been a cemetery right underneath the cathedral, through many generations, through hundreds, perhaps 1,000 years, who knows? But it's really cool if you come through in 2026. I don't know how long the site's going to be digging. We're here in June of 2026, and you can see the archaeologists work, and you can actually see skeletal remains right here underneath the dome in Aachen. All right, so the Aachen Cathedral You go inside and it is absolutely amazing, absolutely stunning. And I tell you, you think about this cathedral. It was built in 800, or give or take, late 700s, early 800s. I think consecrated in 800. And you think about what was going on in the world right then. I mean, the Roman Empire, the Western Roman Empire, had been collapsed for about 300 years. Charlemagne had this dream. He wanted to kind of reunite Europe under Christianity. He was a very devout Christian. Just east of here, the Saxons, barbarians, pagans, even the Romans couldn't conquer the Saxons. What Charlemagne did, he forced Christianity on them. So you think back then Europe was very rural, still very rural. A lot of people really didn't live in houses. They lived in whatever makeshift shelters they could find. And they come here to Aachen, and to see a two-story house would have been unbelievable. They come to Aachen and they look at this octagon, this giant octagon, beautiful marble columns. It must have blown their mind. And so that was a sign. Charlemagne wanted to show people the power of Christianity, so he used Christianity to promote his power, and he also used his power to promote Christianity, I think. So an amazing building, and the fact that the core of it, that's still there, was built in 1,200 years ago, blows my mind. Those doors, those bronze doors, stunning. There's a chandelier in there that's like 1,000 years old, I don't know, and a pulpit. Just amazing, absolutely stunning. Now it's had additions added onto it, and most of the interiors probably is certainly not what Charlemagne would look like when he prayed there, but he actually prayed in there. The building itself is still the same building. Unbelievable. You got to go to the Dome when you're in Aachen, a great historical site. And these doors right here, these are called the wolf's doors. And these were cast right here in Aachen in the year 800. And they are extremely heavy, just a magnificent feat to have been made during that time. And the legend is, so they were building this cathedral in the late 700s, and they were running out of money. They were having a hard time building it. So, the devil steps in. He loved to help them build churches back in those days. So the devil steps in and says, you know what? He said, I will help you build this church. I help you build this magnificent cathedral. But the first person to walk through the doors, the first soul that walks through the doors, I get that soul. And so the people said, okay, we agreed to that. So he helped them build the cathedral. Everything went great. And then on the opening day of the church, consecration day, so everybody thought the emperor would be the first to come in. Everybody thought it was going to be Charlemagne. But people knew about the deal with the devil. So everybody's kind of backing up, and they're like, hey, you go first. No, after you, whatever. They were fighting. But then someone got the great idea. Said, hey, the devil said the first soul to go through. Didn't say it had to be a human soul. So they went out to the woods. They got a wolf. They brought the wolf here. They put the wolf inside, and the devil was waiting for it. The wolf came in. The devil grabbed the wolf, took the wolf's soul, and then he realized that it was a wolf and not a person. He got so angry, so upset. He stormed out of the church. He slammed the doors, and he slammed them so hard, he cut his thumb off. And we're going to go see if we can find the devil's thumb over here in these doors, in the wolf doors. And he also cracked the door. He slammed it so hard. So let's go. All right, so supposedly the devil's thumb is in one of these holes. And I checked that one. There's nothing in there. Okay, I see it. The devil's thumb is right. The devil's thumb, he got his thumb stuck in there. So when you come to Aachen, come to the cathedral, the wolf's doors, these actually look more like lions, but they're supposed to be wolves, I guess. But you look in the wolf's nose, and you can see the devil's thumb right here. And I'm not sure where the crack is at. Maybe that's the crack down there. But anyway, these magnificent doors, like 1,200 years old, amazing. They were cast right here in Aachen, and this is history that you can literally touch right here. Okay, so coffee and kuchen time in Aachen, and we are at a very special place. This is Café van den Daele, I think. Hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. close to correctly. But this is the oldest cafe in all of Aachen, and it is in a beautiful building. The building is from 1655, I think. So really beautiful building. And yeah, so we've got some coffee, and I tell you, they've got some beautiful cakes inside. Absolutely beautiful. But we have a specialty of this region, Aachen and across the border in Belgium. And this is a Reisfladen. And it looks kind of like a flan, if you're familiar with flan. But this is supposed to be a specialty of this region, so we want to try this. But these little cookies here, these are called Aachener Printen. And they sell these all over the place. There are multiple bakeries here in Aachen, but this is a specialty. And back in the day, like Charlemagne's time in the 800s, these little cookies is what they would bake these to travel with them. These are like ancient energy bars, if you will. They don't have any egg or milk in them, so they wouldn't spoil, so they could pack them up and travel with them. We have some different types. This is the original, the hard one. We have milk chocolate with almond, dark chocolate. I want to try this Reisfladen. It's very creamy. Wow, look at that. If you can see that, it is real creamy. Has a nice toast on the outside. That's good. It's kind of like rice pudding. Almost like rice pudding slash flan. It definitely has rice in it, but it's quite tasty. It's really good. And now I'm going to try the original Printen. The spices are really good. It's quite a unique treat. Right, so this is really why Aachen exists. And you think about it, during the Roman times, during the medieval times, the ancient times, a city that has really no navigable waterway, how does the city become any size? And really, how does it become one of, if not the most important city in all of Europe? And it's because of this. This is why the Romans came here. This is why Charlemagne was here, because of this hot water. And we are in the Elisabrunnen, and this beautiful structure was built in 1827. But people have been coming here for a lot longer than that to soak in these waters. Mineral water has a strong sulfur smell, smells like rotten eggs, but it is believed to have, healthy properties to soak in it. The Romans loved to soak here. And that's why there are cities not far from here that do have waterways, but Charlemagne wanted his capital to be here so he could soak in these waters. Really, really interesting, and it's nice. 127 degrees Fahrenheit, so it's pretty warm. Doesn't smell so nice, but anyway, this is why Aachen exists. And when you're walking through here at the Elisabrunnen, right next to the tourist information site, got a nice market out here today, which is Thursday. And yeah, really cool. The reason Aachen is here, this water. Okay, so as you're walking along in Aachen, you will notice these brass plates on the ground. So I have 3 of them here, and what these symbolize what Charlemagne's signature looked like. He didn't really sign his name, he just kind of put the final Y on this thing. So that was his signature. And now if you're walking around, if you see one, that means you're on the path to something good. And if you read it so you can read it, then that means you're going in the right direction. And when you come to a point that has 3 of them, that means you're in front of a point of interest. And so here we are in the Hühnermarkt, or the chicken market. And this is named after this guy on this fountain, but he stole a chicken. So I guess he wanted to get some fresh eggs. He stole a chicken, but instead of a chicken, he made a mistake and he actually got a rooster. So he's famous for the chicken thief. He stole a rooster instead of a chicken, so he didn't get eggs. And I guess he got, made fun of all throughout the town. Now he has a fountain. All right, so this building right behind me, the Colvin Museum, that was built in the late 1700s for a pharmacy family, for a pharmacist. And in the 1800s, the pharmacist who lived there, he started separating the components of cocoa beans, and he took the oil and sold it to people for their hair, and he took the cocoa powder and gave it to people to help with diarrhea. All right, so time went by and they realized, hey, this stuff actually tastes pretty good. So then he started selling it to people healthy people just because it tasted good. And then in 1857, it became the first production site for chocolate in all of Germany. So there you go, Coven Museum, the first chocolate production in all of Germany, 1857. Okay, so a specialty of Aachen is Streuselbrötchen, and supposedly the best place to get it that we've read is Moss, M-O-S-S, and we're at Moss am Dom, so we're right underneath the cathedral here to get it, and hopefully this is supposed to be the best. It's kind of hard to describe. It's kind of like almost like a big cookie, but it's like bread, and Streusel means it has like crumbly bits on the top. Oh, it's kind of good. I like that. That's really good. It goes great with coffee. Okay, it's bready. It's like a piece of bread, but it has this nice crumble, crunchy part on top. It's sweet, but it's not too sweet. It's really not too sweet at all. So you could really enjoy this with a nice cup of coffee. It's nice and moist. It's not dry. It's really quite interesting. It's a good treat. Okay, so we had to get some more printer here in Aachen, and we came to, we think, the best place, Klein Printing, and this is all they make. They make the printing, and they gave us some samples. We got to try it. Very nice. The lady was very nice. They've been in operation for 40 generations, so they know what they're doing, right? So we really like the original ones. And so the secret is, she said, when you open them out of the bag, they're going to be hard, and you could eat them hard. They're kind of hard and crunchy. But she said, as they're exposed to air, they become soft, right? So that's pretty cool. We like the originals, but we also like some with dark chocolate, and really cool. They'll give you lots of information about printing, show you what the ingredients are, and so it's just, when you are in Aachen, you have to come get some printing and come to Klein and get you some, because it's just quite a treat. And so printing is like the champagne of cookies. It's like so they do make something similar to printing in other parts of Germany, but it cannot be called printing unless it comes from Aachen. So there you have it. If someone gives you printing from someplace else, you can say that is not really printing. You got to go to Aachen to get it. So one of the coolest fountains here in Aachen is the Puppenbrunnen, or the puppet fountain. And all of these things, these characters move, which is really cool. And they all represent something very special to Aachen or from Aachen's history. You've got a professor, you've got different things. You've got masks that represent the Aachen Carnival. You've got a horse rider. They have the big horse equestrian event here every year, one of the biggest in the world here in Aachen. And the rooster, I think, actually represents the short time it was under Napoleon's rule, and he made it the capital of one of his departments. So really cool. It's right kind of underneath the dome, underneath the cathedral. But it's cute. You got to come by and check out the Puppenbrunnen here in Aachen. All right, so we're gonna have a light snack before dinner, and we're walking around, and we see these people eating these things, shawarma, and they're coming from a place called Akl, A-K-L, and it just looks and it smells fantastic. So we had to stop, and we just wanted to split one, and this place is always busy, and the food looks great. So we've got a shawarma sandwich. I'm not really sure what all's inside. Chicken, vegetables, obviously it has french fries. There's one right there. So this is Lebanese food. Never had Lebanese food in my life. So I can't wait to give it a go. The french fry has very good seasoning on it. Let's go. Shawarma sandwich. Man, that's good. That's delicious. I'm not sure what all seasonings they put in there, but it is delicious. And I'll tell you, If you want a quick snack, come by Aachen. But I think also, if you want a full meal, their big plates look delicious too. So Aachen has a lot of ethnic restaurants, a lot of Asian, several Korean places we've seen, and so Aachen has a very youthful vibe. The city has about a population of around 220,000, I think, and it has like 40,000 students. So a very young, youthful population. People from all over the world come here to go to school here. Anything you want to try, you're probably going to find it here in Aachen. All right, so I'm standing walking in the Ponttor, and this is one of only two of the medieval gates left in Aachen, and this thing is massive. You look at it and you can understand how important Aachen was during the time of the Holy Roman Empire in the Middle Ages. It had two gates, it had a drawbridge, and it is thick. I tell you what, they really put in a lot of effort building this thing. I think I said already, this one was built between 1320 and 1330. So it's really old, really impressive, and it's quite a structure. Now, if you go that way, you're going to go along Pontstrasse, and you're going to hit a really nice, hip place. A lot of young people hanging out. It's right by the university, so really cool place. Come down to Pontstrasse, a lot of pubs and stuff like that to hang out. People are watching the World Cup right now, and then come on down to the Ponttor and look at this old medieval gate. This is quite an impressive structure. All right, so we are on the fish market where, you guessed it, they used to sell fish. And this fountain behind me symbolizes that little boy holding the fish. Now the water that supplies this fountain here, up until I believe the beginning of the 19th century, basically every child in Aachen was baptized here using this water. And the story goes that you could not consider yourself a real Osher, and I think that's the term they use for someone from Aachen, Osher. You weren't considered a real Osher unless you were baptized from this water here that supplies this fountain. Now this building behind me, this is the original town hall, the original Rathaus of Aachen, and this was built in 1267. And now there's a workshop in there. You can go in there, you can sign up for classes. It still functions today. The original building from 1267 here on the fish market, right outside the dome here in Aachen. Okay, so the Aachen Cathedral has quite a collection of relics. Supposedly they have the dress of the Virgin Mary. They have the clothes that John the Baptist was wearing when he was beheaded. They have the swaddling cloth of baby Jesus. And they also have the loincloth of Jesus. I think when he was crucified, his loincloth. Now, they keep these and they only display them on pilgrimage years, which is every 7 years. The last one was 2021, so there should be a pilgrimage year coming up in 2028 where you can see these 4 relics. So that's pretty cool. Now, I want to talk about, it's free, totally free to go into the cathedral, and it is definitely worth it. It's worth, not paying anything because it's quite a sight in there. But they do ask for a €1, they ask for a €1 donation if you're going to take pictures or film. That's like the best €1 I think I've ever paid. So really interesting. You got to go into the Aachen Cathedral. Quite a sight. All right, good evening from Aachen, and we are at Knipp, which is the oldest restaurant in all of Aachen, and it's been here since 1698. Family-run restaurant. We made reservations to get here. Highly recommended place. And so we started off, we had an order of escargot, which we don't really see on the menu in Germany lots. We split it up, an order of escargot, and then we split the schnitzel, and they were so nice. They put it on 2 separate plates for us. We had the schnitzel with mushroom and onions and bratkartoffel. And it had a really nice salad too. So it's been really nice. The escargot was great, garlic and butter sauce. And I'm gonna get right into it, have some of the schnitzel. Looks good, smells good. Wow, that is really good. The sauce is so good. It's perfect. The schnitzel is great, cooked really nicely. The potatoes are good. And this is a beautiful place. I tell you, it's an excellent meal. Great schnitzel. And inside of this place, we're gonna try to get some footage in there, but it's like a museum. It is so cool in there, and it would be worth coming here to look around, even if you weren't gonna eat. But very nice place, very nice service. Knipp, when you're in Aachen, highly recommend. You probably need reservations to make reservations to come here. It's a very hot place, but very busy place. But I think it's worth it.
By the way, if you want to stand in 3 countries at the same time, you have to check out the Dreilander Point just outside of town. We put all the details in our Aachen Travel Guide blog post linked in the description below. Aachen completely won us over. 2 nights wasn't nearly enough. The cathedral treasury, the museums, we didn't even get to soak in the thermal spas. We will definitely be back. And honestly, Aachen at Christmas might just be the perfect excuse. And if you think Aachen is underrated, wait until you see what we found in Koblenz. The link is right there. Go check it out.